nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Meyer,
Present.
Councilmember Manicchio,
Here.
Councilmember Phil Wheel,
Here.
Councilmember Wines,
Present.
Supervisor Felman.
Present.
Public hearing zoning petition for BE zoning district. Is anybody here that would like to speak on the public hearing? Please come to the front.
Evening, Madam Supervisor, members of the town board, David Steinmetz from the law firm of Zarin and Steinmetz, here once again in connection with Quentinville Conference Center LLC and our proposal on behalf of our client for the reuse
now got the national debt, to the point where the next generation doesn't understand how bad it's gonna be for them. Because we're not using the right accounting system. We used to use what we call generally accepted accounting principle. That was abandoned like 20 years ago. Now we're basically on the old fashioned cash basis. And we now at the point where the national debt on that basis has reached $34 trillion. But if you put all the debts on the books, and I was with a major accounting firm for many years and learned all this information and techniques, you have a huge amount of debt that brings the national debt somewhere over $100 trillion. Some people say between 100 trillion and 150 trillion. It's a lot of money. It's got to have to be repaid. It's been borrowed. That includes even our treasury bills. Every time we run out of money, we call it deficit. What's the deficit? The deficit every year is the difference between what we've raised in taxes and other revenue and what we have to spend. And that deficit every year, the deficit for this year, which is September 30th, 2024, will be, it's estimated to be $1.7 trillion. But that's in 1 year, the amount of money we spent or committed more than we have raised or have arranged to replace with certain loans and things. That's a problem. I didn't come here to speak on that. And my wife is here with me, Shirley Goyes. I've been living here in Ossining now since 1994.
Sir, can I interrupt you for 1 second? I'm sorry, no one else interrupted you, but when you come up to the microphone, can you please say your full name and your address?
Where's this? Oh, you want me to write it down?
Please.
Billy and I have lived in Eagle Bay since 1994. Put the address here, 1607 Eagle Bay Drive. I've been watching Metro North all these years, and the amount of traffic, train traffic, and I'm right there, pretty much on the edge of the property, so we're not far from Hudson River and Eagle Bay Point.
Oh, can I just stop you for
Yeah.
1 second?
Sure.
Are you talking about the proposal at Crotonville? Is that where you're going, or is this a general comment?
No, it's a general comment
any
about
sort of-
traffic, not Crotonville. This is about, when we first moved here, my wife's been on the board, and I've been behind the scenes as a CPA, making sure that we've kept the books okay, and made sure that when we had to,
Sorry, just so you know, you're out of order in the
Oh.
meeting. This was to comment on the public hearing, and later was for that. We may as well let you finish now at this
Okay.
point. So I'm gonna let you finish, but for future reference, the public comment on anything in town is at the end of the meeting. And
see.
the public hearings are for whatever that specific topic is, but let me let you continue for now,
thank you,
and I'm sorry.
thank you.
And there's
So-
a 4-minute time limit.
Okay, so my wife Shirley and I'm Joe Diaguardi. My wife is Shirley Cloyes Diaguardi,
And I have heard of you.
and we've been living here since 1994. And we love it here. And more people should know about this place. And my original district, they change the districts every 10 years in Congress, included Ossining. But now I'm at the top part of that district, because every 10 years it's changed. And I'm at the top part of it. And my wife and I have been very active in making sure everything is done right. We have a very active community. We have a board, and we've managed to live within our means in this community. We have a surplus. We follow the rules as much as we can. The problem we have is that when we first moved here, we were told that there would be an increase in traffic on Metro North because of a tunnel they were building on Second Avenue. And that traffic would be diverted, train traffic, from New Haven. We have 3 lines, as you know, Harlem in the middle, New Haven on the side of Long Island Sound, and over here we have the Hudson. And so we tolerated that for a while, but now it's getting to the point, and they're using many diesels. They used to be just electric traffic. And they even took down the electric wires at one point, which was good. But now we have a problem where these diesels are very noisy. And some of them are so old, a lot of smoke comes out of them. And I've made this complaint for many years. I've taken, since we're right there by the water, with my cell phone, the pictures, sent them in to Metro North, and they've been very gracious about saying, well, send it to the right people. We never had a hearing on it. And I'm just wondering whether or not, are we in the right place to talk about that? Does Metro North answer to you for what they do? No.
They don't. I will say that other residents have complained about Metro North, and we have attempted to talk to them, but we have absolutely no purview over what Metro North does. They're a utility, and they're not even in our jurisdiction. They're in Croton.
Well, would you be able to arrange a meeting for people like me to go visit them and sit down and show them the films we've sent them over the last 10 years, and why hasn't there been any action on this?
I mean,
We've,
the town could try to facilitate it, we can't promise that you'll get a response.
You might have better luck with your state legislators, who do have a bit more jurisdiction over the MTA.
Any names that you could suggest? Which legislator in particular?
Well, locally, it's Pete Harcum and Dana Levenberg are our local electeds.
Okay, so Harcum, I know, Levenberg, yeah, I know her, I voted for her, but we've never had the chance to sit down to talk to them. And they have never called any meetings to discuss this kind of thing. If they have, I'm not sure that Ossining has been involved in that. I think it should be,
Fine.
because
So I
All right.
think this is something that perhaps
is-
if you want to give a call to the supervisor's office.
Yeah.
And have a conversation about it and see what can be arranged, but you know, this isn't really something that the town board can facilitate this year.
well, that's it then. Thank you.
Just give us a call or anyone else. Okay.
Yeah,
and we'll work with you on the
great.
appropriate.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'm a
Didn't we
volunteer.
honor you with the
Excuse me?
Memorial Day service the other day? Or Veterans Day? Weren't
I-
you honored at the service?
Every year I do something, you know, as a veteran.
Oh,
You
thank
may
you.
have seen me in my 65 Cadillac convertible that I bought when I was 25. I still have it.
Nice.
For the veterans who can't walk, I put them in the back seat.
Okay,
In
right.
any case,
thank you.
thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, is there anybody else here or anybody here to speak on the proposed changes to the BE district? Anybody on?
If you're on Zoom and wish to speak, please raise your virtual hand.
So what has been circulated to the board in the last couple of weeks is a revised, as the applicant mentioned, a revised zone text amendment that tries to kind of coordinate the independent living and the assisted living into a transitional use, which is something that the board was interested in seeing, as well as the planning board. So that has been prepared and circulated. The planning board, which obviously this board is interested in their feedback, is going to be meeting next week on August 21st. What we have prepared, what Valerie's office prepared for your consideration this evening is what's called an environmental assessment form part 2, which is related to the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And so because this board is serving as lead agency for that environmental review, the next step in the process would be for you to adopt the EAF part 2, which identifies those environmental areas where you feel there could be the potential for a moderate to large impact. And those are the areas that the applicant will then be charged with going back and responding to. For this project and this application, it's pretty much related to traffic and parking in line with the memo that Nelson Pope Voorhees circulated last week as well from their traffic engineering consultant. So if the board is so inclined, the two actions that you could take tonight are first to adopt the EAF Part 2, and then second to continue the public hearing to your August 27th meeting. And if there are any questions, obviously Valerie's here to discuss the substance of the environmental issues. If you have any. It's not a specific resolution on your agenda. You would just do it as part of this, as this process.
So adopting the EAF2 is part of the, okay. Well, I read it over. I don't have any questions. I agree with the conclusions. So anybody have any questions? Okay, so. So we need a
So
motion to adopt.
So
Moved.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to recommend for the applicant just to, even though the other environmental topic areas we're identifying as no, just putting that as part of like the record or in a memo that there's other environmental topic areas will have no impact or small impact. Just so because of the fact that this is technically a type 1 under seeker, and we do require at the end to submit to the ENV that this is, ultimately, if this ends up in a negative declaration, then a negative declaration has been issued by this board. And it would just be good for the record in case anybody does have any questions or anything on that everything has been tidied up and then dealt with as part of seeker.
I do have a question on the independent living. This is someone who is moving to the facility to be, I don't know, overseen or to, they're not able to live in their own home anymore. I'm looking for the definition of.
Right, we're specifically tying it to as part of a larger facility, right? So it's not going to be a 55 and older senior residential housing complex similar to River Knoll. It's specifically tied to
Like the Pines?
yeah, yes, because I believe they have some independent living, yes. It would be it would be combined with those that need maybe some marginal care or some sort of assistance to those that really do need assisted living.
Okay.
I mean, the objective is ultimately you start out in the independent living and then you transition into the assisted living. So that was what we were speaking with the applicant about, trying to make clearer in the way the zoning is defined and regulated. As part of those discussions, there were additional regulations that were put on how those uses would operate that I think are more protective for the town and for the residents.
Right, that's what I'm looking for.
It sounds to me very similar to, I think, the way Kendall is set up, that's behind Phelps
Right.
Hospital. Is that,
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I just want to see that defined.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right, what's next then? All right,
August 27th?
August
27th.
27th.
So moved.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Supervisor and town board announcements.
Okay. So the Lewis Ingalls Waterfront Spray Park is open now 7 days a week from noon to 7. Camp has ended, so there's no more Wednesday exception. Last week's rained out River Jam concert featuring herd immunity has been rescheduled September 6th. This Friday's River Jam, Pablito, Sulat. All right. Pablito Su Latin band. Anyway, they're excellent and they'll get you dancing. So they will be this Friday. The Ossining Recreation and Parks Department will have a free shuttle for people who park on the other side of the tracks that will loop from Westerly Road and Water Street over to, from Lewis Ingle Park to Water Street and Central Avenue to Quimby and Main Street. So there'll be a few stops. Just watch for the white Recreation Department van. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is responding to the multi-state listeria outbreak. I thought we'd be done with this now, but no, more people are getting sick. So please see the Westchester County fact sheet for more information. Westchester Power will be hosting an information session on August 28th at the Ossining Public Library. Please see my supervisor's update for a QR code for more information and to register for the event. The Summer Acoustic Music Series this Wednesday features Midnight Maisie with a mix of folk, country, indie, and rock standards. The shows are at Market Square and begin at 7 p.m. The Ossining High School Band is still fundraising for the 2024 Pearl Harbor Memorial Day Parade. If you're interested in donating, see my supervisor's update for a QR code to their donation page. On Saturday, August 18th, there will be a walking tour of the historic Sparta neighborhood. The tour will begin at the Jug Tavern at 1 p.m., where participants will walk about 6 blocks throughout the historic neighborhood. The tour will be led by Dr. Alan Stahl, and for more information, please visit the Jug Tavern website. It's an excellent tour. I do highly recommend it. Hudson Valley Books for Humanity will be hosting a human story swap on Wednesday, August 21st. Participants will have the opportunity to speak with someone in a lightly guided conversation and share their experiences. Monday Summer Night Jazz concerts will continue on August 26th with Eric Person Quintet at Henry Gordian Park. T-Town is continuing the Wildflower Island guided tours. Join experienced guides who will provide in-depth look at the unique ecology of this sanctuary. The tours are held Saturdays at 1 p.m. As always, our Ossining Public Library will be hosting many events, including movies, crafts, meditation, tutoring, book clubs, yoga, and more. Please see their website at ossininglibrary.org. Thank you. Anybody have any other events? I think there's the Ossining Historic Cemeteries is having a tombstone cleaning soon too. So look at the update for that one.
Liaison reports. No. Public comment on agenda items. Visitors shall be accorded to 1 4 minutes opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. We don't have anybody in the public. Do we have anyone online that would like to speak? Board resolutions. Approval of minutes, July 23, 2024. Resolved that the Town of Ossining hereby approves the July 23, 2024 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, August 6, 2024 special meeting. Resolved that the Town of Ossining hereby approve the August 6, 2024 minutes of the special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of voucher detail report. Resolved that the Town of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated August 13, 2024 in the amount of $1,048,752.97. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I know that's a lot, but it includes a new truck and a new shipper for our highway department. All in favor?
Aye.
Contract Ossining Bolton from the club. Be resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to enter into a license agreement with Ossining Bolton from the club. INC for the waterfront premises directly adjacent to and north of one Westerly Road in the water park, effective from August 15, 2024 to August 14, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Resolution local law number 2 of 2024, Indian Brook Flood Storage in third municipal watershed protection overlay district. Whereas in Portland, Newcastle, and Austin, the village of Portland, Hudson, Austin, and Austin, and Westchester County work together in the watershed plan for the Indian Brook watershed, and after the watershed plan was developed and five municipalities received a 50,000 grant to conduct the study and develop the watershed protection overlay district. And where the Indian Brook Fund for watershed protection overlay district, WPOD, was subsequently developed by collaboration of the municipalities and the planning professionals with the objective of one, protecting the quality of the drinking water resource within the boundaries of the WPOD and the surroundings environment, and two, minimizing the potential for groundwater and surface water contaminating or limiting the severity of the resource degradation within the WPOD boundaries. And whereas the town board decided to incorporate the WPOD into the town code by consideration of local law number 2 of 2024, which creates a new chapter 117 of the town code. And whereas the town board prepared a short environmental assessment one part 1, and whereas short environmental assessment for part 2 and part 3 has been prepared for the water for the board consideration. And whereas the town board held a duly noticed public hearing and its legislative session on Tuesday, July 9, 2024, and members of the public having an opportunity to attend and be heard to the public hearing was closed on July 9, 2024. And whereas the local law has been on the desk of the members of the town board for at least 7 days, exclusive Sundays prior to the adoption of the resolution. And now therefore be resolved by the town board hereby adopt the short environmental assessment 4, part 2, finding that none of the rates to our impact will occur from the local law, and be further resolved that the town board hereby adopt the short environmental assessment 4, part 3, issuing a negative declaration determining the local law will have no significant adverse environmental impact, as the implementation of the WPOD would provide better environment protection of water resources integral to the Indian Brook Farming watershed, and creates a partnership between the towns of Portland, Newcastle, and Austin, and the village of Clarkson, in Austin. In doing so, and be further resolved that the town board, after due deliberation, finds that importance of the safety, health, and well-being of the persons and property in the town, it is the best interest of the town that adopts the local law, and the town board hereby adopts local law number 2 of 2024, implementing the Indian Brook Gorge Watershed Park Protection Overlay District. And be further resolved that the town clerk is directed to enter said local law in the minutes and of this meeting into the local law book for the town of Austin, and to forward said minutes, newspaper published in the town, and any of the such newspapers published in the county in which such town might be located, having a circulation in such town. And affidavit of said publication shall be filed with the town clerk, and to file a copy of said local law with the Secretary of State of New York. We're doing a roll call. The roll call, Councilmember Meyer,
Aye.
Councilmember Mikio,
Aye.
Councilmember Bertolio,
Aye.
Councilmember Wines.
Aye.
Supervisor Pell.
Aye.
Do I have a motion to do I have a motion do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution declaration of resolve of the town of Austin provided for the following opinion from the Highway Department surplus impairment. 1983 Mack Packard, known as truck number 50, 1997 International Bomb Truck, known as the truck plate number 51, 1987 JR or we were generator. In GE bulbs, and the model, that, the big numbers and the models are available on. Another motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Justice Court Assistant Program Application 2024-2025, and this over the town board. The board of. Excuse me, resolve the board of the town of Austin in New York authorizes the Austin town clerk to apply for JCAP grant in the 2024-2025 grant cycle out to $30,000 to have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Monthly reports, resolve of the town board of town of Austin hereby accepts the following monthly report for the month of July 2024. Sales Cemetery, Highway Department, Supervisor's Office, Tax Receivers, and Town Clerk. To have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Visitor recognition. Now, visitors shall be at 41 for minutes, to address the board, and issues not related to the agenda about relevance to the common good of the town. We don't have anything about it on the table, it's not anymore online. To have a motion to adjourn executive session for
Contracts, advice of counsel, and pending litigation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I, for one, am very excited to have gotten the Indian Brook Croton Gorge True Municipal Watershed Protection Overlay approved. I'm sure Valerie, who's been working on it for the whole time, I'm looking at this $50,000. I'm sure it doesn't even cover all the time all of the planners spent talking about getting this done, but I'm very excited that, you know, to put this protection on our watershed, and it's something that means a lot to me. So this means a lot. Out of all the things we've done, I think this really makes a difference for our community, and thank you for the work that you did, and thank you for approving it. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of talking to 5 municipalities. So, you know, a lot of people changed over two, you know, almost 2 decades, and yeah, it's a heavy lift, and I want to thank you for all that you've done and for helping us to get that.
Welcome, but also, it's, you know, kudos to the town board to getting this through, so.
Yeah.
Great.
You know if the village is voting on it soon?
So they're calling for a public hearing soon, so that process should be wrapped up. It's tough.
And our neighboring communities are.
Portland's already
Portland's
approved it.
Portland's already approved, Croton's already approved.
Oh,
and
good.
then I think Newcastle is pending.
Newcastle wanted us to approve it, the town and village to approve it first, and they will
Good.
approve it right after. Assuming that, you know, according to whatever public comment they get, of course.
Good.
They're getting more public comments.
Mhm.
All right, well, thank you. Enjoy this beautiful evening, and we will see you August 27th. Right here in 16 Croton for a legislative session. Thank you.